Hello and welcome to Volusia Magazine. I'm Amber Osman. In this week's episode, we take a look at a spring break day camp available for local school children. The county is offering workshops for vendors wanting to add Volusia County to their client list. And we go around the county to see some art in public places. Later on in the program, Joanne Magley sits down with Ray Manchester, Director of Volusia County Beach Safety Ocean Rescue. Those segments and more coming right up on Volusia Magazine. I hope you stay tuned. Volusia County's Division of Corrections has openings for corrections officers. Corrections is a challenging yet rewarding career in law enforcement. If you're dedicated to the safety of others and want a profession that offers benefits and promotional opportunities, consider a career in corrections.
We're looking for dedicated people in a highly structured environment that are looking to turn people's lives around.
More than 300 officers staff Volusia County's branch jail and correctional facility, supervising an average daily inmate population of 1,500 prisoners. They receive a competitive salary, excellent benefits, and opportunities for promotion.
Correction officers receive 420 hours of training through a local academy that include interpersonal skills, defensive tactics, weapons, corrections operation, and first responder duties.
Corrections officers work 12-hour shifts in a physically demanding and potentially hazardous workplace. They routinely search inmates and their living quarters, and they must be alert at all times to prevent disturbances, assaults, and escapes. Officer candidates must be 19 years of age, tobacco-free, and have a high school diploma or GED. For more information on careers with Volusia County's Division of Corrections, you can visit volusia.org/corrections. Why wait until summer to have fun at camp? Children can enjoy group activities and field trips with Volusia County's Spring Break Day Camp, which is being offered the week of March 13th. The Parks Recreation and Culture Division is planning the week-long camp at Gemini Springs in DeBary. Children ages 5 through 12 can take part in playground activities, arts and crafts, movies, and field trips to a skating rink and bowling alley. This camp gives kids a chance to get out of the house and make new friends, go on exciting field trips, and maybe learn some new skills. Plus, it can give parents a bit of a spring break as well. The fee is just $65 a week, and advanced registration is required. Parents may register their children from 4 to 6 p.m. March 2nd and 3rd at Pavilion 1, which is near the playground in Gemini Springs Park. For more information, you can visit volusia.org/recreation, or you can call the county's Parks, Recreation, and Culture Division at 386-736-5953. The green flag has dropped on Speed Weeks at Daytona International Speedway, and Shelley Safranek took a ride on the wild side at the World Center of Racing in this week's Volusia Here and Now.
It's the place that has birthed legends. At Daytona International Speedway, you don't have to be a race car driver to experience the 31-degree high banks. Each day, visitors from around the world are transported into the World Center of Racing during a behind-the-scenes tour.
There are 43 pit stalls, but there is no pit stall number 13. That's a little superstition of Bill Francis.
This is a huge facility, 2.5-mile racetrack. What happens in there, both with stock car racing and sports car racing and motorcycle racing. So depending upon what type of a racing enthusiast you might be or have in your family, you can actually see each of those areas.
With 250 days a year of track activities, there is a good chance during a visit you'll see a little action up close like we did when we visited.
Welcome to Gatorade Victory Lane.
During the tour, a friendly guide shares the history of the Speedway, from its early beginnings in 1957 to present day as the world's first motorsports stadium, as you take everything in while riding an open-air tram. And there are plenty of stops along the way.
So we're here at Gatorade Victory Lane, where no matter what motorsport you're running, this is where you come to be recognized as the winner, and it's part of the tour.
There are 3 different tours offered at the Speedway, and all of them depart from the Ticket and Tours building. The Speedway tour is 30 minutes and takes guests into the infield, offers a rare opportunity to come face to face with the well-known start-finish line and 31-degree high banks, or ride down pit road to get a close-up view of the pit stalls. Makes a stop at Gatorade Victory Lane, continues out across the midway on the front stretch, and ends at the champion Daytona 500 car, which is in the same condition as the day it captured the checkered flag. Following the tour, guests get to explore the Motorsports Hall of Fame of America, which recently relocated to the area from Michigan. If you have a little more time, the 90-minute all-access tour may be appealing. This tour takes you deeper into the world of racing, as it includes all of the stops on the Speedway tour, plus offers unprecedented access to the driver's meeting room and a look inside the world's first motorsports stadium as you hop onto one of the 40 escalators and are transported into the new front stretch stadium for a stunning view of the tri-oval and infield.
The driver meeting room, you can see and experience what NASCAR tells the drivers before each race. So you can do this, you can't do that, here's where you go, here's where you blend in. It's a really neat thing to see what the drivers actually are instructed on before the race. Continues with the tour, then it comes to the front stretch and it stops and goes up into the new stadium. So you can go up and see the things on the new stadium, the escalators, the elevators, the staircases, the grand concourses, and all the different presenting folks that are our partners that you'll see their names across the 5 main entrances to the facility.
The VIP tour is a 3-hour experience like no other. It is for smaller groups and travel is by an air-conditioned bus. It includes the same access as the other 2 tours, plus a visit to the International Speedway Corporation's Archives and Research Center, where many of racing's most treasured artifacts, including Sir Malcolm Campbell's Bluebird 3, are stored.
And that takes you into the history of racing, not only for this track, but also for the other tracks in the area. It's quite interesting to see the stuff that they have over there that you can see and touch with regards to, there's a neat package they give you too when you leave there. It's one thing to make sure that you take a look at is the original rule book, how thin it was, how many few pages it was, and look at the latest rule book that was out and see the difference.
The VIP tour caps off the experience by a visit to the Houston Line press box overlooking the Speedway, before concluding with a close-up look at the champion Daytona 500 car and access to the Motorsports Hall of Fame of America. No matter which tour you choose to take at the Speedway, you'll marvel at the action, color, and grandeur of this famous track that has produced motorsports legends for more than half a century. For each of the tours, their days, hours, and prices vary. Tour prices range from $18 to $52. For more information, visit DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com/tours. For Volusia Here and Now, I'm Shelley Safranek.
Here's a look at some events happening around Volusia County. more events and county news, visit volusia.org. Vendors can learn how to do business with Volusia County during 2 free workshops in March. The 2-hour workshops will be in the Thomas C. Kelly Administration Center in DeLand at 5:30 p.m. March 14th and 9 a.m. March 15th.
It would take the fear out of putting in a solicitation or doing business with us. We explain a lot of the shortcuts, how to register as a vendor, who your contacts are, what are your first steps, what are some of the requirements needed, and actually takes them through our website to see what types of commodities are available to them at this time.
County employees will demonstrate how to register as a vendor at volusia.org. They also will explain how to submit bids, proposals, and quotes. And they'll discuss the state and local ordinances relevant to working with the county. Reservations are not required for the free workshops. For more information, you can call Volusia County's Purchasing and Contracts Division at 386-736-5935. Volusia County has more public art than most people realize, from edgy new murals and bronze sculptures to classical oil paintings. More than 200 pieces of artwork are displayed in 16 public buildings and outdoor areas, including courthouses, libraries, the Ocean Center, and Daytona Beach International Airport. Now you can view this amazing artwork from your personal computer. County staff has compiled a website that catalogs and displays every piece of artwork purchased by the county since the Art in Public Places program was created by the Volusia County Council in 1990. Since the program's inception, 0.5 to 1% of the construction of all new, expanded, or renovated publicly accessible county buildings has been set aside for acquisition of artwork for permanent display. To view the county's impressive art collection, visit volusia.org/art. Today on Solutions for Your Life, Laura Cash, Volusia County 4-H agent, teaches archery to 4-H youth at the Agricultural Center.
Hi, I'm Laura Cash, the Volusia County 4-H Extension Agent with Solutions for Your Life. Today we're going to be talking about archery. We're at the Extension office in the back field, and it's been magically transformed into an archery range to teach the youth valuable life skills and how to safely handle firearms. This is one of the many programs that Volusia County 4-H offers. It's called our Shooting Sports Program. 3 fingertips, right? Not your whole hand, just the fingertips, right? We have 3 sessions a year that alternate between air rifle and archery. Youth need to be at least 8 years old by September 1st of the year to participate in the program, and the sessions typically last about 6 weeks. Every Thursday afternoon from 3 to 6. Shooting sports is one of the largest 4-H programs nationally, and it is so popular because the kids have fun doing it, number one, but it also teaches youth safe handling of firearms, whether it is shotguns, small bore 22 rifles, or archery equipment, muzzle loading equipment. Youth learn how to safely handle and use firearms. In addition, they learn a lot of teamwork. They have competitions statewide, and they make lots of friends doing this. They learn to focus, and they learn valuable life skills.
Having my son in a 4-H program for archery is really important. He enjoys spending time with other friends doing the same thing, where they enjoy shooting and spending time together, and all the skills that they're learning together too is a great teamwork effort.
In 4-H, youth can use recurve bows, and they can also use compound bows, whether they are sighted or whether they are unsighted. When they're first learning, I teach them to shoot unsighted, so they have to rely on their eye to learn how to shoot. When they get more developed, they'll mostly go buy their own bows and buy sights on them for competition or hunting purposes. In archery in Florida, we have 3 different divisions of archery, which are FIDA, which is French for Federation International of Archery, And that's the typical targets that you'd see that have the big circle with the red, yellow, blue, black. We have field archery, which is targets down trails, and it is more fans, walk-ups, shooting out of different orders at different size targets. And then we have 3D, which are the animals, raccoons, the deer targets. And the youth learn to shoot what is called an ethical shot with those targets. Kids around the state have gone on to participate in NASP, which is National Archery in the Schools program, and participate at state and national levels in that competition. JOAD, which is the Junior Olympics, there's a center in Newberry near Gainesville, Florida. There's an Easton Center that has classes that are open to youth who show that kind of promise to be on an Olympic team. In addition, the state offers numerous matches throughout the year for all 3 divisions together, as well as individual matches. My classes are so popular that I have waiting lists for the kids to get in the classes, and they just love the shooting sports program because they're outside doing something that's healthy, because it takes a lot of energy to hold a bow up, but it's a lot of fun. I'm always looking for volunteers who are interested in shooting sports to help our program grow. We want to get more people involved as volunteers to help the youth learn how to shoot responsibly and safely. In order for youth to shoot, there are certain safety equipment that goes along with that. Number 1 is all youth that are involved in shooting sports must wear closed-toed shoes. Girls must have their hair pulled back away from their face in a ponytail, no jewelry or anything. When they're going to suit up, this is what's called a shooting glove. It prevents the bowstring from giving the kids blisters on their hands. In addition, this is what's called an arm guard, because sometimes if you fire wrong, the string can slap your arm, and this protects your arm from blisters. So if you're interested in involving your children in 4-H, for archery, or one of our many other projects, give us a call at 386-822-5778, or contact me at lcash@volusia.org with Solutions for Your Life. I'm Laura Cash.
And now it's time to join the Director of Community Information, Joanne Magley, and her guest, Ray Manchester, Director of Beach Safety, Ocean Rescue.
Do you or someone you know have what it takes to be a Volusia County lifeguard? Recruitment is underway and tryouts begin soon. So today, our guest in the studio is Ray Manchester, Director of the county's Beach Safety Ocean Rescue Division. Hi, Ray.
Hi, Joanne.
Thanks for being here.
My pleasure.
So before we talk about the particulars of the recruitment process, tell us a little bit about the makeup of Beach Safety Ocean Rescue. You have full-time employees that are a little different than the lifeguards. So give us the details.
Well, one thing I like to say is that our full-time employees are all lifeguards, myself included, so it does include everybody. But we do have a full-time staff of about 55 men and women down there. About 40 of them are the lifeguard, EMT, and law enforcement, and there's about a dozen or so that are beach safety specialists that are lifeguards and EMTs.
And you mentioned those 3 certifications, and triple certification is a pretty unique qualification, I guess, for an agency, and it's pretty prestigious.
Yeah, we like to think it's pretty prestigious, and it is pretty rare. There's only a few other agencies in the country that we're aware of, one in Texas and one in California, that kind of follow the same model that we have.
So tell us about the lifeguards that you will be recruiting for. What are the duties of a lifeguard on a typical day?
Well, our lifeguards are pretty iconic. They're probably the most visible part of county government. We like to think so. They're out there on the towers, watching the bathers, making sure everybody stays safe. So it's a pretty demanding job sometimes.
And what do you think it takes to be able to do that type of demanding job?
It takes physical ability, and it takes mental ability too. We train our people, and we enhance the lifeguards to have critical thinking skills, to be able to think on their feet and be able to make decisions at a moment's notice, that then their physical ability takes over, being able to run a pretty long distance pretty quickly, get out in the water, any kind of surf or any kind of challenging conditions, and go out there and save somebody.
So obviously you have to be a good swimmer to be a lifeguard. What are the swimming requirements?
We do an annual, actually biannual, for everybody, including our full-timers, of that 500-meter swim in under 10 minutes. For our new hires, not only do they have to do that, they have to do a 25-meter swim in 30 seconds and a half-a-mile run in 3.5 minutes.
And I imagine that a lot of people may feel that they have what it takes to be a lifeguard, and then they get to the tryouts and realize that it's really a hard deal to do.
Yeah, it can be. We have a lot of people that try out. Not everybody makes it, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. But you know, there are people that go out there and they try their hardest and they get it. And they make it, and we work with them from there. So
then if they pass the swimming portion, there's also additional training. What else is there besides the swimming portion?
Once they pass the initial physical requirements, we're going to do training in-house. We do it at our beach headquarters, and it'll be during the week of spring break for the schools. It'll be all that week from 8 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon, and they'll be learning the actual lifeguard tower mechanics and everything it takes, all the procedures and how we do things.
So do they make, if they do the swimming requirements, then are they automatically in, or do they still have to do the other training?
The swimming requirements get you in the door.
Okay.
The training requirements follow that 40-hour, 48-hour classroom after that. They have to do that. Doesn't mean they're going to pass.
Okay.
Some people decide it's not for them. Some people, we decide it's not for them. And it's a long process. They have to learn everything. Just because you're a good swimmer doesn't mean you're going to be a good lifeguard.
Right.
And after that class during spring break, there's going to be additional first aid CPR classes at beach headquarters, throughout the month of March and April.
All right, so there are age requirements. I know you have to be at least 16 by June 1st.
Correct.
But you don't have really any upper age requirements. Where does it fall as far as usually the age range of recruits that you have?
Well, stereotypically, they're coming from high schools, college, so you're looking at your teenagers in your early 20s.
Because they have the time during the summer,
but
typically.
They have the time, and a lot of people think it's just for that age group, but it's honestly not. We've gotten applicants and recruits that are in their 30s, 40s. I know of one person who potentially is in their 50s that is potentially going to try out for us.
That's awesome. I guess all it matters is if you have the skills to be able to,
do the
duties.
We've actually had some people that have retired and they're coming back, and they're in their 50s. And last year we had a 60-year-old retire from the county who was a lifeguard with us.
Wow. All right, so let's talk about the pay. They start off at $11 an hour,
right.
But there's a lot of room for, there's bonus potential, and there's also great opportunities to advance within your system.
We're very happy with the new starting pay at $11 an hour. We really think that's the missing link that's going to bring a lot of people through the door. And we appreciate county administration working with us to make that happen. So not only is there a starting pay like you mentioned, but there's a retention incentive too. So we get somebody to come work with us and they put in a certain amount of hours, they can come back the next year and they're going to get a raise on top of that, like 50 cents. If they work some more hours that year, then there's going to be another incentive, like another 60 cents. So the longer they work with us and the more hours they give us, the more they're going to make. How many
people would you imagine, I'm sure there's been a number that start off as lifeguards and then they end up like you, and it's a career that you've had for a number of years as a law enforcement officer, triple certified, and
right.
You have a great career.
We have several people that have started as lifeguards and kind of got bit by the bug and like what they see out there, and they actually do make it their career. Not to talk about myself, but I'm one of them. I started when I was 17 on the beach. My mom said, get a job. Yeah. And I went out there and got a job, and I've been here ever since. So wow. We have several of those. And we actually have some that leave and continue their college and maybe want to start a career, but they feel that the beach is calling them and they come back. So
lots of opportunities.
We've had a lot of those.
So walk us through the steps. First off, how many do you expect to hire for this this summer?
Well, we're looking to get about 150. We may or may not get that number. We might get 150 in the door, but whether they make it or not is a different story. Some people, you think that maybe this is a little hard or something. So, but 100, 150 would be a good number for us.
All right, so walk us through the process of how someone will apply, and then the steps from there. Like, what do they have to do if they are interested in joining your team?
Right now, we're asking, we have tryout dates, and they're coming up not this Saturday, but starting the Saturday after that, and then the next 4 Saturdays. And you show up at the pool, and you have to get that swim out of the way first, and that'll start you on your journey. Yep.
Right, and if you're not a strong swimmer, you probably need not apply.
If you're not a strong swimmer and you're close, then come back and try it again, because a lot of people underestimate that swim. To give you an idea of 500-meter swim, that's up and back 11 times in a pool. 11 laps, up and back. 1 lap is up and back 1 time. So a lot of people underestimate that. A lot of people, after they do it 1 time and they see what it is, and they can come back and they can get it.
Yeah, I'm probably doggy paddling after the first lap, so you won't be seeing me. All right, Ray, well, anything else you want to talk about regarding the lifeguard recruitment season?
We're very excited about it. Again, the pay was a big component for us. We've been out there aggressively recruiting. We have people in high schools as we speak. We work with the Department of Public Protection. We're doing a lot of career fairs and job fairs in conjunction with them. And we're doing our own thing too with the local schools, the colleges and the high schools. So we're getting the word out there, which is something we've always done, but with the pay being in there now, that we're looking forward to this year. And
you guys cover a large area. We have, what, 47 miles of beaches from, from Ormond to New Smyrna Beach. So, there's a spot for
There's a spot for everybody.
All right. Exactly. Well, Ray Manchester with the Volusia County Beach Safety, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Amber, back to you.
Thanks, Joanne, and thank you for watching Volusia Magazine. If you have any questions about the show, you can always feel free to give us a call at any of the numbers you see listed here, or you can log on to volusia.org and click on the News tab at the top of the screen to find us. Incidentally, you can find the County Council's meeting calendar there too. In fact, you can use volusia.org to find out about meeting dates, workshops, topics of interest, activities, and how you can become involved. And we hope you won't forget to listen to Volusia Today. That's Volusia County Government's weekly public radio broadcast. Volusia Today airs every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Sunday mornings on the local radio stations you see on your screen. For Volusia Magazine, I'm Amber Osmond, and I hope you have a wonderful evening.